My friends, life is not easy. It never promised to be. But here's something I've learned. The world isn't waiting for you to sit back and relax. No, the world is a battleground, and each day we must decide, will we face it with the strength of a fighter, or will we let it knock us down and walk away? Life, my friends, has a way of testing us. It challenges our resolve, pushes us to our limits, and sometimes it knocks us to the ground. But here's the thing about the struggle. It's not something to fear. It's not something to avoid. In fact, it's something to embrace. Struggle, difficulty, hardship, they're not the enemy. They are the catalysts for growth. Think about it for a moment. The moments that have defined your life, the ones that shaped you into who you are today, were not born from ease. No, they were born from challenge. They were born from the times you had to push harder than you ever thought you could, when you had to dig deeper than you knew was possible. Those struggles are not obstacles. They are opportunities. Opportunities for you to become something more than you were before. We often wish for the struggle to end, for the pain to go away, for the difficulty to disappear. But if you truly want to grow, if you truly want to reach your potential, you must understand that the struggle is part of the journey. It's what refines you. It's what builds your character, your resilience, your strength. Without it, you wouldn't be the person you are today. Without it, you would never know what you're capable of. So embrace the struggle. Don't shy away from it. Don't let it overwhelm you or make you think you're not strong enough to handle it. The fact is, you're stronger than you think. The struggle will test you, but it will never break you unless you allow it to. Stand tall, face it head on, and know that with every challenge you conquer, you're building something inside of you that can never be taken away. When you embrace the struggle, you stop seeing it as something that's out to get you. You start seeing it as something that's there to make you better. And that shift in perspective, that's where the real transformation begins. So remember, the struggle isn't the enemy. It's the key to unlocking the greatest version of yourself. There's a powerful truth in the simple act of getting back up. Life, by nature, is full of setbacks. No one is exempt from falling, whether it's a failure at work, a personal loss, or just the overwhelming feeling that things aren't going the way you planned. But here's the thing. What matters most isn't how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you choose to rise. Falling is part of the journey. It's inevitable. You will face moments of disappointment, confusion, and frustration, but these moments do not define who you are. It's the way you rise from them that shapes your story. It's in the moments when you've been knocked down and you decide that you won't stay there, when you gather every ounce of strength you have and push yourself back up, that you show the world your true character. You see, falling doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And every time you rise, you become stronger. You learn. You grow. You prove to yourself that no matter how difficult the journey gets, you are not easily defeated. The world may knock you down, but only you can decide whether or not to stay down. Every rise is a victory, no matter how small it may seem, because each time you rise, you build momentum. You build the belief that you can overcome anything, that no challenge is insurmountable. Every fall gives you the opportunity to rise higher, to rise with more purpose, more resilience, and a greater understanding of who you are and what you're capable of. It's important to remember that falling is not failure. Failure is only when you give up. As long as you rise, you're still moving forward. And sometimes the act of rising is all you need to show the world and yourself that you are stronger than any setback. So the next time life tries to knock you down, don't hesitate. Get up. Rise with determination. Rise with the knowledge that you're not just getting back up, you're becoming the person you were always meant to be. Every rise is a step forward on the path to greatness. There's something truly remarkable about the power that lies within each of us, yet so often we fail to recognize it. We all have this incredible strength buried deep inside, waiting to be tapped into, but too often we allow doubt and fear to cloud our vision, to make us second-guess our potential. The truth, though, is that if you can learn to believe in your own power, there's nothing that can stop you. The power you need isn't out there somewhere, waiting for you to discover it. It's already inside of you. It's in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul. But to unlock that power, you have to believe in it first. You have to trust that you are enough, that you have what it takes to overcome whatever challenges lie ahead. When you believe in your power, you stop limiting yourself. You stop thinking small. You begin to see that the boundaries you thought existed are only illusions, limitations that you created in your own mind. We've all been through moments where we question our worth, our ability, our place in this world. But in those moments, you need to remember this: you are not defined by your doubts or your struggles. You are defined by your ability to rise above them, by your willingness to keep going even when the path seems uncertain. Believing in your power means trusting in your ability to figure things out, to adapt, to push forward. It's easy to let the noise of the world get to you. It's easy to listen to others who tell you that you can't or that you're not good enough. But here's the key. You don't need their approval. You only need your own. The moment you decide that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that you have the power to make things happen, everything changes. The world may challenge you. It may try to break you down. But when you believe in your power, you become unshakable. There is greatness in you. You might not see it right away, but with every step you take, with every fight you face, that power grows stronger. Don't be afraid to own it. Don't be afraid to step into the fullness of who you are. Your potential is limitless when you have faith in your own ability. Believe in your power, and you'll find that you can accomplish far more than you ever imagined. The strength you're looking for, it's already in you. We all have fears. They're part of the human experience. Whether it's fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, or even fear of success, fear has a way of creeping into our minds and holding us back from stepping into our full potential. But here's the undeniable truth. Fear, as powerful as it may seem, is not your enemy unless you let it control you. In fact, fear can become one of your greatest allies if you learn to face it head-on. When we let fear dictate our actions, it keeps us stuck in place. It tells us to play it safe, to stay small, to avoid taking risks. But in avoiding fear, we avoid growth, we avoid progress. Every time we run from fear, we're running from the very thing that could push us forward, the very thing that could help us break free from the limitations we've placed on ourselves. So what if, instead of running from fear, we faced it? What if we looked it straight in the eyes, acknowledged it for what it is, and then moved forward despite it? That's where the real power lies. When you face your fears, you take away their control over you. You show yourself and the world that you are stronger than whatever fear tries to hold over you. Fear might make your heart race, your palms sweat, your mind filled with doubt, but none of that changes the fact that you have the choice to move forward anyway. Fear is not a sign that you should stop. It's often a sign that you should keep going. Every time you feel that rush of fear, it's a signal that you are pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, beyond the familiar. That's where growth happens. That's where change begins. If you want to break through, to evolve into a better version of yourself, you have to face those fears. It's in those moments of fear that you find out just how strong you truly are. And here's something important to remember. Fear doesn't go away just because you face it once. It will show up again, in different forms, at different times. But each time it does, you will be more equipped to handle it. You will develop a kind of courage that comes from practice. You'll learn to trust yourself, to trust your ability to overcome, to trust that no matter how big or scary the fear is, you have the strength to rise above it. So don't be afraid to step into the unknown. Don't be afraid to take risks, to try new things, to put yourself out there. Fear is not a wall. It's a doorway to your fullest potential, to your most courageous self. Every time you face your fear, you get one step closer to the person you're meant to be. And remember, it's not about being fearless. It's about being brave enough to move forward despite the fear. There are moments in life when the weight of the world feels too much to bear, when the road ahead seems too long and the obstacles too many. In these moments, quitting can feel like the easiest option. It's tempting, it's comfortable, and it promises a moment of relief from the struggle. But here's the thing, quitting is never the answer. It might seem like a way out in the short term, but in the long run, it robs you of everything you're capable of achieving. The truth is, quitting only stops you from finding out how far you can truly go. Every successful person, every person who has ever done something remarkable has faced moments where they wanted to quit. But they didn't. They chose to keep going, to take one more step, to push just a little harder. And that's what made the difference. When you choose to never quit, you decide that no matter how hard it gets, you will keep moving forward. You commit to the belief that no challenge is too great to overcome, no obstacle is too large to climb. There will be times when it feels like nothing is going your way. You'll face setbacks, mistakes, failures. But it's not the setback that defines you. It's your response to it. It's your refusal to give up. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent, nor luck, but persistence. The ability to keep going when everyone else would stop. The power of never quitting is not just about pushing through for the sake of achievement. It's about developing the strength, the character, and the resilience that comes from persistence. Every time you keep going, every time you rise above the urge to quit, you build something inside of you that can't be taken away. It's a muscle, a quality of your spirit that becomes stronger the more you use it. And when you make it to the other side of that challenge, when you finally break through the barrier you thought was insurmountable, you'll understand that the hardest part wasn't the challenge itself. It was the decision to never quit. The decision to trust that you had the strength to overcome it, no matter how impossible it seemed. So when the going gets tough, when the struggle feels endless, remember this: the only way to truly fail is to give up. As long as you keep going, you are learning, growing, and getting closer to your goal. Never quit, because the world needs your fight. Your journey, your persistence, your refusal to give up will not only change your life, it will inspire others to keep going when they feel like giving up. You are stronger than you think, and the strength to keep going is always within your reach, as long as you refuse to quit. In a world that often values the big, the flashy, the grand accomplishments, it's easy to overlook the small wins. We get so focused on the end goal, the big prize, that we forget to recognize and appreciate the small steps it takes to get there. But let me tell you something. Those small wins, those moments of progress, they are just as important, if not more so, than the big victories. You see, it's the small wins that keep us going. It's the little moments where we push through when we didn't feel like it. The times when we stayed consistent, even though the result wasn't immediately visible. Every step you take toward your goal, no matter how small, is a victory. It's a sign that you're moving forward, that you're growing, that you're building momentum. And that momentum is what eventually leads to the big wins. We often make the mistake of thinking that success happens overnight, that it's one big moment of triumph that changes everything. But in reality, success is built on 1,000 small moments. It's those moments when you wake up early to work toward your dream, when you push yourself a little further than you did yesterday, when you refuse to give up despite the obstacles. Each of these moments is a small win that contributes to the larger picture. Celebrating the small wins is not just about acknowledging your progress. It's about fueling your motivation. When you recognize and celebrate how far you've come, even in the smallest ways, you remind yourself that you're on the right path. You remind yourself that progress is happening, even if it's slower than you'd like. Celebrating these moments keeps your spirit high, your energy strong, and your drive unwavering. It helps you stay focused and positive, especially during those times when the bigger goal seems out of reach. And let's not forget how powerful it is to take a moment to recognize the effort you've put in. The journey is long, and sometimes it feels like the finish line is forever out of sight. But when you pause to celebrate the small wins, you acknowledge the hard work you've put in, the challenges you've overcome, and the resilience you've shown. That moment of celebration is not just about the victory, it's about honoring your own determination and commitment. So, don't wait for the big win to celebrate. Celebrate the fact that you showed up today. Celebrate the fact that you kept going even when you didn't feel like it. Celebrate the small steps, because they matter. They are the foundation of everything you'll achieve. When you make it a habit to celebrate the small wins, you create a positive feedback loop, one that keeps you motivated, focused, and ready for the bigger challenges ahead. Remember, progress is progress, no matter how small it seems. Every step forward, no matter how tiny, is a step closer to the life you're working for. So, take the time to celebrate. Acknowledge the small wins and let them remind you that you are on the path to something great. There's something incredibly powerful about the impact you can have on those around you simply by living your truth and fighting for what you believe in. We often think that we must have great achievements or recognition to inspire others, but the truth is, inspiration comes from the way we live our lives, the choices we make, and the strength we show, even in the smallest of moments. You may not realize it, but someone is always watching. Someone is paying attention to the way you handle adversity, the way you move forward in the face of challenge, and the way you keep going, even when the odds seem stacked against you. Your actions, your resilience, your refusal to give up, they inspire. You inspire just by being who you are and doing the best you can with what you have. Every time you stand strong, you show others that they can do the same. Inspiration isn't about perfection. It's about authenticity. People are drawn to those who are real, who aren't afraid to show their struggles, their doubts, and their fears. But what makes those people truly inspiring is their ability to rise above them. When you share your journey, your highs and lows, your triumphs and failures, you give others the courage to face their own challenges. You give them the strength to take their first step, to keep pushing when they want to quit, to trust in their own potential. Think about the people in your life who have inspired you. It wasn't necessarily because they had it all together, but because they had the courage to keep moving forward in the face of adversity. They showed you what was possible by showing up, by persevering, by being real. That's what you can do for others. Your story, your determination, and your actions can light a spark in someone else that pushes them to chase their own dreams, to be brave enough to take risks, and to stand tall when life knocks them down. And it's not just about the big moments of triumph. Sometimes the most profound inspiration comes from the everyday acts of courage, the quiet moments, when you push through discomfort, when you face your fears head on, When you choose to show up even when it's hard. By doing this, you send a message that no matter what life throws at us, we can rise above it. You may never know the full extent of the impact you're having on someone's life. The person you inspire today may go on to inspire others, creating a ripple effect that spreads far beyond your understanding. But this is the power of inspiration. It's contagious. When you inspire one person, you create a chain reaction that can change the lives of many. So, never underestimate the power of your example. Your courage, your perseverance, and your authenticity have the ability to change the world around you. Keep pushing forward, keep believing in yourself, and keep showing up. Because when you inspire others, you not only lift them up, you also elevate yourself, becoming the person you were always meant to be. So I ask you now, will you be a fighter? Will you face the world, embrace the struggle, and rise every time you fall? The choice is yours. It always has been. And remember this, my friends, the fight is not over until you say it is. So fight, and fight hard.